Good afternoon, YouTube. It's your man, always George page. Sorry. It's your man, always George page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. And this is Muscle Talk Monday episode number 38. And we will be talking about this weekend's the Europa the Puerto Rican Pro slash uh World Caribbean Championships. We just got my brother from another mother, Jared, just came in. Yo, Jared.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? And we will be talking about, as you know, the subject for today is the Puerto Rican Pro. As you know, originally there was only supposed to be 3 female bodybuilding competitors. And before we start off this, if everybody knows, a while back I became very I won't say close, associated to a lady by the name of Miss Melissa Coates. She was a former professional bodybuilder out of Canada, pro wrestler. I got introduced to her through Miss Ronnie Cashmere. Cashmere. I'm sorry. And I sent early this year I sent her a care package. She responded. We were talking back and forth through social media, and the last conversation we had was right about a day after her birthday. I made a birthday video, so I want to say rest in power to Melissa Coates. I want to say my condolences to her family. I know she has a couple of brothers, and I think a niece and nephews and stuff like that. Also to Sabu, I even reached out to Sabu a while back, and I hope she's in a better place.
Yep. Rest in power.
Yeah. So anyway, the subject is that the Puerto Rico Pro at what point was going to be probably the worst showing for female bodybuilding. There was only when it started out, it was 3 competitors. The first one was Nadia Capsops. I can't say her name right. If you can say her name right, that's cool. But Nadia, we're going to say it.
Even worse.
Yeah, that's good. She is an Italian bodybuilder, and she was also a physique competitor. I saw her. She competed back in 2019 at the Tampa Bay Pro. I remember I saw some pictures standing maybe of a person down from Charlotte Boswell, and she made the switch to women's bodybuilding, and she looked impressive. Honestly, I seen pics. She looked impressive. I mean, she took 2020 off, put on some size, and she came in and she looked amazing.
Yeah.
Now, then there was Susanna Jacobs, who competed. She gained a pro card back in 2018, and Susanna competed at the Miss International show, gained a pro card the same year that Tina Williams competed when she won that show, and she competed 2018, 2019, sat out for a good while, and she's also a Wing to Strength ambassador. And then Jennifer Sweeney, who competed at the Puerto Rico Pro back in 2019. She didn't do too good. I think she took 11th place, and she competed at the Linda Show in Norfolk in 2012. Then a little bit before the show, Margita Samalova decided to switch from women's physique because the lineup was stacked. They had over 20 women for that show, and Margita, she competed at least last year. She competed at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic. And then she competed at the Europa show in Spain, where she competed in women's bodybuilding, where her and another Czech competitor took first and second place. Then she took third at the Romania Muscle Fest. And then I don't think she cracked the top 10 at the Olympia. She was supposed to come to the Rising Phoenix, but she skipped that show. Then a lady that I have says a lot of praise to, or a lady who I have a lot of respect for, is Stacey Nunez. Stacey Nunez, you don't know much about. She recently turned pro a while back. She was going to compete at the physique show also, but she decided to switch over to women's bodybuilding. And I've been in contact with her via DMs with IG, and we were talking back and forth. I'm hoping we'll get a chance to try to do an interview. And I respect her because, first of all, so she is a former military naval officer, naval veteran. Also, she's currently in the U.S. Army, so we say thank you for her service, double twice. And I was, get in contact with her saying that she said she has a game plan because she knows that she didn't have the size for for the show, but she said she was up for the challenge. But I think she said she's gonna probably come in a little bit more prepared for the next show. Then also, the last minute, I saw this, maybe yesterday, not yesterday, that's Saturday, that Heather Grace, who's been a long time physique competitor, decided to jump over to his bodybuilding. And if I did a video about the Puerto Rico Pro, and I said that originally I said that three people that should jump over was Margita, Heather Grace, and Tanya Chartre. But Tanya, she stayed where she was at. But Margita and Heather switched. And Heather, I said that she is larger, but the thing with Heather is she needs to work on her legs.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And that also reminds me, Julia Fore, the Swiss women's physique, she also, I think, recently switched to female bodybuilding as well.
Yeah, yeah. She's also, she's also ambassador for Windsor Strength. There's been like I think 3 or 4 women has switched. Her, Sheeta Olick, and a lady I forget her name. She competed at the Vancouver Pro back in 2019 because Sheeta Black took second behind her.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
can't remember.
the scoring went like this. I was like I said, every so often, Alina Pupa, she pops on. She often does critiques. She does a prejudge like that. And Nidia, she took first. And from the picture I see, the one thing with the big problem was they didn't have a streaming for that show. I don't know
Yes.
what.
Yeah, actually, long story short, I actually was trying to find streaming for the show, and there was some dubious, questionable sources that said, well, you can watch this stream, you just have to put in this information.
Mm-hmm.
And, my virus protection on my web browser stopped it right away because it's a phishing scam, basically. They want to get your information. And there was no streaming. I confirmed that with, who is that guy? Ron Harris, Muscle. He told me in a video I just watched of going over the Puerto Rico Pro, which happened in the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm. I think some like technical difficulties because they wouldn't really. I think we already knew that they were going to do it in the Bahamas, but I think it might have been equipment issues or whatever. I don't know. I've seen some little video clips here and there on Facebook, but nothing full all right out like a full like stream.
Yeah.
Maybe something. I think some more like somebody might have a their digital camera or something like that, and it did some stuff, but nothing really full out.
Yeah, I think they were just lazy, but that's just me.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a thing that keeps because like while I was coming up, bodybuilding shows used to come on some network television. I used to remember NBC's show bodybuilding shows. These showed the Olympia, both the men and the women. ESPN and Fox Sports used to show female bodybuilding, but now you got to catch it only if they stream it.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, is the rankings first off, we're going to start about the women's bodybuilding. And the rankings went off that Nadia took first. And from the picture I saw, Nadia looks amazing. She took the smart thing. After 2019, she decided she switched to bodybuilding. She took that year off in 2020. And after 2019, after 2019 and 2020, she worked on a few things. And she came in with a little more size. If you could I might do a thing where if I could do a comparison thing later on, maybe something like that. Pictures of her from when she competed at the Tampa Bay in 2019, to what she looks like today, you can see the total difference in her size, especially in the legs around the quads. She's much larger than she
Yep.
was. And I think she might have took 11 or 12 in Tampa Bay, but then turn around, come here and win this show. That's a big thing. Then Margarita Zavalova. My thing was I feel like, you know, I thought it was going to be a showdown between Margarita and Susan Jacobs. But it seemed like Susan Jacobs didn't really step up in this show. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. I think the she and Madonna Day are two Weakness Strength ambassadors, and they didn't do and the Weakness ambassadors didn't do too well. She did a lot worse than Madonna Day. And then Heather Grace taking third place, and that was surprising. But I predicted that. I felt like I suggested that. I said Heather Grace should go over, and she did, because I think she really thought about that. With the physique division being stacked like it is, I
Yeah.
think she said, maybe take a chance to go over here. But I don't know if she's going to be competing any more bodybuilding shows. She really has to work on her. She has a great upper body, but she has to bring in more size in her legs and her quads.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then Stacey Nunez, who I've been talking about, been on. I have a lot of praise for Stacey Nunez. I'm hoping to get a chance to do an interview with her sometime soon. A lot of respect for her. I did a video about her after she stood up, and one thing I think she might concentrate on, maybe put on more size. And this is a debut as a bodybuilder. I think she should think about. She might just do another physique show, then take 2022 off and come back in 2023. What you think?
Sorry, you cut out there just
Oh,
for a little bit at the end. So
well,
what was it again?
I
Yeah.
said I said that Stacey Nunez should think about maybe um, you know just do one more, maybe do a physique show before anything else. Don't just maybe step away from the bodybuilding. Do a couple of physique shows. Take 2022 off and come back in 2023 if she's serious about doing bodybuilding.
Yeah, yeah, I generally agree with that. I usually think there should be at least a year transition period. And also to comment on Heather Grace, yeah, I think her upper body is really good. I think her abdominal section is probably even better than uh, Nadia, yeah, in comparisons.
And then we have Susan Jacobs. As you know, Susan Jacobs has been around for quite some time. She earned her pro card back in 2018, where she competed at Chicago Pro in the Miss International, and then she competed at the Rise of Phoenix, a couple other shows in 2019. She sat out 2020 also, and she's a Weakness Strength ambassador, but she didn't really come in her best shape. I think I was watching. Alina said she came a little soft. She does a lot of those. Weakness Strength has every Wednesday they have those video contests for for the certain ambassadors, and she's on there, and she looks pretty good in those video contest things, but she didn't look too good on the stage. And that's a big difference when you're gym compared to on the stage.
Yeah, yeah, that's it kind of reminds me of you gain 10 pounds like if you're on like the TV or something.
Hmm. Yeah, that's often the truth. And then also is Jennifer Sweeney, who competed back in 2019. She competed at the Puerto Rico Pro back in 2019. This is the best showing for her, but you got to think about it. This is a small, uh, um, lineup this year, and she took sixth place. And I think she might need to still, because I think she's a little older, and I think she might need
Yeah,
to really work on a few things.
definitely.
She might, if she's going to compete in any more shows, I would say skip a couple of shows for this month. Don't do too many back-to-back shows. Pick a show, pick one of the bigger shows, like either do the Tampa or do the Chicago, or you might do a show in the middle like the Omaha. See where the shows fit in the schedule for yourself. Pick that show and do the next month's show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to do the show that's probably best for you.
hmm Yeah, give you some time to work on, push a few things. I think sometimes maybe 2 or 3 weeks of dieting, prepping, maybe you can push a little extra. That could probably make a difference. You know, you know. But that's the thing with a lot of that's the thing. One thing is like I was like when we saw the lineup for the Puerto Rican Pro, I was on a DM a lot of some of the ladies that are in the sport, and the big problem is that they say like one thing is a lot of the women in the physique division don't want to go up because they say they don't want to trade over their femininity to be bodybuilders. But you're technically, even though physique is supposed to be a different division, it's still bodybuilding. You'll still see it the same. It's just like one point is like some suggest that it should be a weight cutoff. Like you remember back in 2000 when they started to
Yes.
create the two divisions,
Yeah, yeah.
the two
Heavyweight
weight
and
classes.
lightweight.
Yeah, it should physique should have a weight cutoff. What that does is it forces the bigger women who are competing in physique competitors to go to bodybuilding or make them control their weight properly. I think it should be like a one about maybe 155, 160 guideline. Like here's the thing is this is I've been thinking about this. If you come in the show and you say, "Hey, I'm a physique competitor," before you sign in, you take your weight. Now, here's what you should do. You have a 1 pound clause, meaning if you're a pound over, you can get by. But if you anything over like a pound, 2 pounds or more, you can't get by. That means you have to automatically register yourself as a bodybuilder. They might not like it, and this is also a rule we put in. Like if you know anything, like I'm a fan of MMA. And MMA
Yeah.
sometimes when a competitor comes in, there's guidelines when it comes in when you do a fight. If you come in so many pounds, a certain weight limit, they give you enough time to knock off that 1 or 2 pounds. You know, but as you know, bodybuilders at that point are their weakest. They can't afford to try to knock off the extra weight. They're going to kill themselves. So the guideline is that when you come in, if you come in that you're 2 or 3 pounds over that weight limit, you get that 1 pound threshold. That's it. When you come 2 or 3 pounds over that weight limit, you can't do nothing else. You can't go running and jogging. You can't go to a sauna. You can't try to push out the extra water. You have to compete in that division. Meaning you come in, you can okay, the weight limit's like okay, let's say the weight limit for physique is 150, 155.
Yeah.
And they you come in at 156. The judge says that's fine. You can compete. Okay. The next person comes in 157.5. You say, you gotta go to bodybuilding. Well, I can just no. There's no substitute. No nothing. Because at this point we're concerned for your health. If you try to do anything else, like some try to do diuretics, you can't do it. Because that's disqualification. Don't try to go to a sauna. You're gonna try to drain yourself. Because like I said, when MMA fighters do that, when they try to lose that extra pound, they can rehydrate. Either you can drink a little water or drink some kind of rehydrate, like drink some Gatorade. They can rehydrate before the fight. Bodybuilders can't really do that. They
Yeah.
they gotta keep their bodies kind of almost dehydrated because they want to be able to show the vascularity on stage. So when you come in, you better make sure you know your weight. If you're at that weight guideline of 155 or maybe 160, you're good. If you're just a pound over, you're good. But when you hit over that pound or two, you have to go to bodybuilding. That's strictly for the women. Because they have the 212 division for the men.
Yeah. And they also
So
got, I think,
yeah.
classic as well.
hmm So that should be the same thing for physique. So physique should have some weight guideline, which what it does is this is what two things to do. Either force some of the women to come in a certain weight when they come for physique division, or they can switch to bodybuilding.
Yeah. No, I no disagreements with there.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of healthy for the sport. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It helps the sport. You get recruits. I mean, some women say they want to do it, but you know what? You're in the sport. This is a competitive sport, and also they can use more bodies over there. As you know, right now, none of the usual suspects within this show, like people like Kim Buck, uh, Angela Rayburn. Who else I'm thinking of?
Um, Sartran.
Yeah,
You got um, yeah. I know all the names you're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Jennifer
Because
Thomas.
yeah, I think some of them are focusing on some of the like the shows for next month, and that's
Yeah.
uh, Omaha, the Chicago, and the Tampa.
Yeah, those are the big ones.
I think
With
I think it's I
Tampa
think
being the biggest.
yeah, I think the Tampa. I know. Let me check something because Tana Hugh, who I'm really cool with, she sent me the schedule. It's I got it on my IG, and let me check something. Yeah, because she sent it on my IG a while back. Yeah, and the schedule for man, where is it? Where is it? There it is. Give me a sec. Send the schedule. You said I need to be on my ball. I need to be on the ball. Yeah, let's see. Now, you have the Omaha a couple weeks now. That's going to be July the 10th. Then the North Fork. I'll say the North Fork is July the 17th. Okay. And you have Chicago Pro, the 23rd and the 24th. Then in August, you have the Tampa Bay. So really, the real big show is going to be the Chicago for July, and you still have the Omaha and the Norfolk, and you don't have the Tampa till a month after next, and then you have the Savannah in September, and the Rise of Phoenix 2 weeks after, like a week or so after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the schedule. So anyway,
Um, I'm just going over. I'm just going over the points. The qualification series points for the Miss Olympia.
I think the limit's up to about four. Is it eight?
Limit of what
I think how much is it? Eight or four?
for the points or
What's the points?
the points can go over eight. Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's like if you get second place, I think it's like 4 points.
Yeah. So basically, um, Mark Zamaloa, Belova, Zambalova, the Czech bodybuilder,
Margita, just say Margita.
Magida.
Yeah.
She got 4 points because
Yeah,
she was second place.
Yeah.
So Nadia, she got first, so she qualifies no matter what.
Yeah. It's automatic.
Yeah. The Czech bodybuilder, she got 4, so add that with the 5 that she's already got, because I'm basing this off what's on the Mr. Olympia page, which has the Miss Olympia qualification series on it. So she would be number 9 right now. So she tied with Monique Jones to get into the Miss Olympia. I'm trying to look here to see if there's any other ones here.
When you got me on LaDonna Day, she picked up some points at the New York Pro.
Yeah, she's at 8, tied with Ashley Young. So basically, if we take that out, we got Heather. She got 4 points because she placed 3rd. Nunez, she got 3 points, placed 4th. I'm doing this right. I think I am. It goes in an order. I'm trying to remember the exact point system. So, 2nd place 5. I am doing it right? Oh, with the point system. So 2nd place would be.
Well, I think, like I said, it's 4 for 2nd. I think.
Okay, so then
3. I think it's going to be 3 for 3rd.
Yes.
And
okay, I screwed up a bit.
Yeah, 2 for 4th. And I think after that, it's a point. After that, you don't get any points after the top 4.
I think it's top 5.
Top 5.
I think that there's one. Somebody gets like 1 point. So okay, so let me do a correction here. Zamalova.
Magida.
Margita.
Magita. That's just easy to say. Try to say her last name.
There you go.
Yeah.
Magida. Okay, so if she got 4 points, well then she would. Okay, she's still tied with Monique Jones, and that would mean. Okay, so 3rd place would be 3. So Heather Grace, she's at 3. She's tied with the Russian female bodybuilder. I'm not even going to bother trying to say the name.
Yeah, the other Natalia. That's the other Natalia.
No. It's another Russian female bodybuilder, Korablieva.
Oh, Anastasia.
Anastasia, yes.
Anastasia, okay, Anastasia.
My eyes are.
Yeah, Anastasia.
My
okay,
eyes
Anastasia.
are screwed up.
Yeah, Anastasia, because it's Anastasia. There's the 2 Natalias, and then there's Anastasia.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot.
And then, so that was Heather Grace would be 4th. I mean, she would get 3. So 4th would be Nunez. She would get 2. So she would be under both of them. And then 1 would be Jacobs. So she has 1 point. So she's dead last for qualification series.
Yeah, and Jennifer Sweeney will get anything till she hits up to in the top 5.
Yeah. So, and another question about the qualification series. So, if they're both tied, I think if my memory serves correctly, based off what I remember, the tie is broken based off. Actually, I just want to make sure because if both competitors have the same points. Because I know I've read this before. In the event of a tie, the competitor with the best top 5 contest placings will be awarded qualification. If both competitors have the same contest placing, then they both qualify.
I remember one year when Marjorie Martin, she did both the Toronto Pro and the Omaha. And what I did was I took away opportunity. That was for the Rising Phoenix. But that took away opportunity for somebody to compete for the Rise of Phoenix. So that cut
Yep.
somebody out. Yeah, because that was And I remember also when Brittany O'Vell, when she was competing, she competed at the Chicago Pro, but she dropped out. And also Victoria Dominguez, she didn't compete, but I think said there was financial issues why they didn't compete for that show. But anyway, also I'm going to mention women's physique. As you know, I'm starting to become a small fan of them. Now, this show, there's not that many women I know. You know, one lady on the made the top was that show was Tanya Chartrand. Now Tanya, she's from Canada. She competed last year uh at the Olympia, and she did pretty good. This is she gets second time to come to the Olympia. Christella, I would call her Christella. I'm not gonna say her name. She took second place. There's this Brazilian chick, and she is hot. I mean, you got to see her. She is smoking. I mean, I remember her. Uh, Alina saying her name. I forgot it, but she's smoking. And there's some great bodybuilders coming from Brazil. I think amazing bodybuilders coming from Brazil. Also, Candice Whittemore and Gruber and Julia Wetzel, who competed at the New York Pro. She took sixth place. Now, Julia, she took fifth. Was it fifth or was it? I think she see who took was first was Elisa Kistling. Then it was Hinton. Then the chick from Korea, and no, yeah, she took Julia took fourth in New York. And the thing with Julia is, I think she probably better as a bodybuilder. She's a tall chick. She competed as a figure competitor for a while. She's tall. She's another example where I think she should do maybe. She's already done two physique shows. I think she should skip the rest of the season and focus on 2022. No. 2023. Maybe do one more show, see how she does, and just skip the rest of the season and focus on 2023.
Yep, I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't really know any of these women because I'm not a big physique fan. Yeah, except the Sartran. But yeah, I mean, I dabble in it sometimes here and there. But I'm sort of a purist to say the least.
You're a purist, yeah. But I'm starting really to grow because I mean to grow into figure because I did an interview with Elizabeth Curtis, and I asked her some questions, especially because she's an amateur, and she does both women's physique and women's figure, and I might be doing some comparison videos in the future because about women's with some women figure competitors, and there's a figure competitor at that show by the name of Mara Barocha Hernandez, and she was a physique competitor, but she switched to women's figure. But this chick is too big for the division. If you see her, like I said, I'm gonna put a name. All you gotta do is, I'm gonna put the name in the description. All you gotta do is do a search on her. I'll put a name in the comment section. All you gotta do is put a search on her and look her up, and you would honestly, you wouldn't think she was figure. She looks more closer to physique because she was a physique competitor. She's from Mexico, but she was a physique competitor. I would say Google her and check her out and see what she looks like. She's amazing. She has a great physique, but I think she's better off as a physique competitor. She just needs to switch back. I think one thing I think she might need to put on maybe 5 more pounds of muscle, and that'd be the difference. And there's one person that I think that she probably would probably with comparison to is Sydney Gillen, who is also a figure competitor. Because I remember a while ago, there's a guy you ever heard of him called Mark's Max Muscle. He does comparison videos on here. I follow him. He does more of the men's bodybuilding, but every now and then he does some with women. He does a women's only Wednesday. He did one a while ago with Dr. Zeno Akin versus Natalia Kosanova. And I
Yeah,
even did a
I
request
saw
with
the.
him, with one him versus uh, Yaxini versus Vicky Gates. And he did one with Shanique Grant and Sydney Gillen. And even though the poses are different, Mary Shanique was originally a figure competitor before she switched to physique when she was in the amateurs. And if you look at their body types, they're not that much difference. If you just if like Sydney just take off the high heels, I think Sydney puts on maybe 10 more pounds of muscles. It's not much difference between their physiques.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's probably why they put the high heels and other, poses for them as well.
yeah, because the figure women, their poses are more like closer to like the bikini and the wellness, you know. And figure was created from the offshoot of fitness. It was the idea of figure was that the girls who were too muscular for bikini, too small for figure, too small for physique, and who didn't want to do the chicken sweat of all of fitness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And go ahead.
and um, yeah, nothing really more to add to that other than yeah, I definitely agree with your weight. The weight qualification series, I think, would probably be good. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, like, if somebody wants to go into like figure into physique or back and forth, or women's bodybuilding to physique or back and forth, I like the uh, um, I like the I like the option of being able to choose.
Hmm. But like I said, that's the option you had to choose. But it's going to get to the point where they do a white cuts, and I think the IBB, IBB doesn't technically run female bodybuilding anymore, but female bodybuilding is still judged by the judges because the wing strength don't have their own judges, and it's still governed under the IBB. But that's the requirement they need to put in for women's physique. So they want to, they feel like they want to be separate from women's bodybuilding. Well, put in have a weight a weight standard, a weight guidelines for the women's physique competitors. You know. Also, I'm gonna mention one thing. As you know, the Puerto Rican Pro was also a pro am qualified, and I was when I was on IG, I saw a picture of this lady by the name of Sylvia Gonzalez, and she just became a female bodybuilder. She's from Brazil, and I know I saw the pictures. I wasn't sure what she was. I thought she's gonna be physique, but she is an amateur bodybuilder. She's from Brazil. I think she don't speak no English. I sent a thing out to her, I said welcome, but I don't know if she responded to it yet. But she looks pretty impressive. I mean, if I can find, let me see, let me find a picture here of her real quick. I think it's give me a few minutes and I'll pop a picture of her. And I think, yeah, wait. And and then give me a second. I'll put it on share. That's her.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
she just got her pro. She just earned her pro card as female bodybuilder, and she's pretty impressive. I saw a picture of her. I wasn't sure if she was either physique, but she's a bodybuilder. She was an amateur competing at that show, and I'm telling you, I think she look at the arms. I
Yeah,
mean,
and I can see the legs too a little bit.
yeah. I think if she thinks about it, if she really thinks about it, if she sits out and for maybe the next you know next year, and really like she just got a pro card. She just got a pro card. She should seriously think about taking the next year off and work on a few things, make a few tweaks. She can really be a true bodybuilder. She is a bodybuilder as an amateur, but you get to the when you get to the pro level, you really want to come in with more of a look that it's more aesthetically pleasing for here she goes again. Here, this is another picture of her right here.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I mean let me give like more of a bigger full. She has the size. She just need like one thing. I
More
think she really
definition.
might need to do is more. She has good size in the quads and in the calves, but she needs to work on her definition.
Yep, yep, 100%.
Now her upper body, her arms, and her shoulders. But she just needs to really maybe come in a little more shredded, a little tighter. I would say don't do no contests this year. If and the thing is also she needs to come here to work in. She lives in Brazil. The best thing for her to do is I know Brazil has a great. Well, I hear from Brazil has a great. They have a better athletic program compared to America. But the way here she can really develop here in America, more opportunities here to do shows than she if she stays in Brazil.
Yep,
And then
that
she
is
wouldn't
true.
travel. Yeah, she wouldn't travel back and forth as much.
Yeah, definitely. And that applies to other women as well.
Yeah,
That I've
because there's
talked
a
to
lot of
personally.
there's a lot of great competitors that live in Brazil. You know,
Yep.
yeah, because it's just amazing. And like I
And
said,
I think a lot of people want to get out of there too, considering what was it, like 500,000 people in Brazil are dead from COVID. Yeah, it's kind of
yeah,
a
it's a mess.
get
And
get out of there.
yeah, and I remember I was telling you about the girl, the one who took second place in the physique division. I'm about to show you a picture in a minute. And she is my god, man. You get her. She is amazing. She is attractive. I think she will make a great bodybuilder, but I think she's a bit undersized. You know, she is Brazilian also. I'll put in her name in the description. All I gotta do is do a search on her. You can find her, and that's her right there.
Yep, definitely
Yeah,
looks like a bodybuilder.
yeah, yeah. She has. You can see. Look at her quads. Look at her legs.
Yep,
She has. She's still a bit small. I
small
think
and yeah.
I, the one thing is height. That's the thing where I think the height that it might be the one difference. Now this is her name. I'm gonna put it into the comment section. All you gotta do is search it. She has an IG page, but she's Brazilian, so I think she speaks no English. So if you still just want to, check out her page, join her. It's long. Like it's a lot of women, a lot of people from South America, from Central America, they have very long names. So, but I think she's very attractive, and I
Yep.
often this many uh often hear that some that they want to sacrifice their femininity for mass, but she has a look to her. I think she has a future.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yep.
yeah. We're hoping to see more of her in the future. I know she's going to be probably mostly compete in the physique division, but we might see more of her in the future. Yeah,
I sure hope so.
yeah. So, but
All right,
anyway,
George.
yeah.
Yeah, I got to fortunately get dinner soon.
Mm-hmm.
Me and the family, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this was really good talking with you again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good too.
miss
Yeah,
these.
yeah, yeah. I like to talk with you. Oh yeah, I got an up and coming interview coming up with a pro wrestler by the name of one Miss uh Road. So if you want to come by, it's gonna be Wednesday night at 5 o'clock. So anybody who's listening and following, check us out. Check out the video, check out the interview, and also I got some. I'm trying to get some interviews coming in. Waiting on some ladies to get their schedule set. We might even do a Muscle Talk Monday with somebody sometime soon. I'm hoping to get my fingers crossed. Uh, we'll try to figure out next time's subject. Just send me an email, and we'll talk about what we talk about next week.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah,
We got some shows coming up, so we'll see what shows hit when and what we can talk about.
yeah, that's cool. All right. Anyway, I really like to thank y'all for coming through and listen to us chop it up and talk about the Puerto Rico Pro. If one big point was that it was not a stream, so but you can find the pictures on certain sites. You can go to NBC.com, the IBPro .com. You can also go on Facebook, IG. You can find all these pictures everywhere, and also by the bodybuilders. They have shared some of the stuff on their own links. So anyway, this is your man all the way George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. My man Jared, my ace boon coon. Um, Share this video with anybody else. Like, comment, subscribe, and we're out.
Peace.